What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Siouxsie and the Banshees, and we're returning to Hyaena, 1984. I did want to mention, someone asked about another non-album release. I guess it was another EP. We'll go through everything, but now that we started this album, we'll just go through it till the end, and then we'll try to pick up whatever I may have unwittingly skipped over. In any case, the next track on the album is We Hunger. So yes, I wonder, of course, what this appetite, what this hunger is for, and I'm guessing it is not a literal reading, the idea of hungering rather, for some experience, or for some passion, for a connection, for some plane of consciousness, perhaps, that is beyond the ordinary. That seems where I would be most likely to expect the song to go. Of course, it could play off of a more literal hunger in terms of the visuals or the story, but even then I would imagine it would be functioning on multiple levels. I will try to follow what I can. Let's give it a listen. This is Siouxsie and the Banshees. The track is We Hunger, and it's from their 1984 album Hyaena. Wow. So, okay. Very dark and dissonant. Now, there were, I guess, essentially the verses, they felt a bit more mysterious and less intense and like combatively dissonant, but yeah, the other side of the track, it was really like rolling on top of each other, and or itself, I should say, and the sonics, the melody per se, was again quite unsettling and like almost unpleasant. But I think that is the essence of the piece. More on that in a moment. I do think this is the kind of song that Siouxsie's haunting voice is particularly well suited for. And yeah, what I caught of the lyrics, it sounds like there are some lines that are using hunger in a more traditional sense as a gateway or a metaphor for what may be actually happening. You know, the idea, like when you see, like in cartoons, for example, when someone's really hungry and they kind of sharpen the knife against the fork, and you know, it's like the metal rubbing against each other. There's even like sparks that can come out because someone is so hungry, they're so ready to eat. I think there was a line to that effect, but I suspect maybe what's happening here is that this is like a hunger for murder, and she says for like the sweet kiss, which I'm thinking might be like the kiss of death. So it feels maybe like someone who's gotten a lust, a hunger for violence, for lethal violence, maybe for taking lives and ushering in that sweet kiss. Now maybe I'm missing my mark here, but yeah, the atmosphere of the tune, the sonics of the tune made me feel like this is something very threatening and dangerous. And again, her haunting voice and what I took from one or two of the lines, I was thinking like, you know, this could almost be like a serial killer song or something where it's like they have the hunger, you know, it's like this urge that they have to satisfy, and it is pursued until the point where there's catharsis and perhaps a ratcheting down of the hunger until their appetite rises up once again. So that's kind of what I took from this. Again, maybe my thoughts in that regard, beyond the one or two lines that seem to fit with that, maybe it was because the track is so unsettling sonically that I was inclined to think it's more than that. Now, again, the sweet kiss, if I'm hearing that phrase correctly, you know, that can mean different things, and maybe, you know, there's a like a psychosexual element to it. Can I help you? Do you have thoughts about the song? Nope, just reorienting and sleeping the other direction. But yes, ultimately, it feels maybe as dark as it sounds, and I am curious to hear what people think, and, you know, notably different from the first track. So I'm keen to hear where this album will go. Once again, we'll make sure that we're not missing anything. Like, I thought when I started this album, it was the next step, but then someone mentioned, like, oh, what about this? So either way, I'm sure Nikola has made it all available. Big shout out to you once again. Do let me know what you think of the tune. And Luca, the somewhat noisy and otherwise sleepy cat, and I will see you next time. Peace.